Alright, the next step in rebuilding the motor is to take the piston and place the rings on the piston. This is a piston that's already been installed. We start with, or the rings have already been installed. We start with the spacer expander ring that I'm pulling out right now. There's three of them. Spacer expander ring looks like this. These are three of them. They have little grooves on them to keep the oil rings in, but not all the way touching the cylinder wall or the groove wall. There's the grooves that they fit into. So this would be the bottom groove. You start with the expander ring, and then you place the oil rings in on top and bottom of those, making sure that the end gaps for all three are in different locations. I went with kind of 180 on the oil rings, 180 degrees on the oil rings, and then left the spacer expander butt end gap toward the side of the piston, so I'm at 45 degrees on those, or 90 degrees. And then after that you put in the first oil ring, or the first compression ring, and the compression rings have grooves on them that will indicate whether you face them up or down. This groove, the rings came with instructions on how to face those. Here are the instructions, and it tells you exactly what to do and how to face those up or down, so you'll know that. The bottom compression ring has no mark on it at all, but the top compression ring, and that's how you'll know it's the top, comes with a mark drilled into it. It's just very, very small. I don't know if you can even see it, but there it is. You can see it there. And that'll be facing up. That little mark will be facing up and be installed on the piston. We're using a spring or a ring expander only for the top two compression rings. This ring expander is just fairly easy, mechanical, little rudimentary thing, and that's what we use to expand the rings and then place them on the piston, and try not to scrape the piston because the piston is aluminum and will scrape very easily. And then but on the lower rings you don't use any spring compressor at all. You put them on with your hands, or ring compressor. You put them on with your hands. You just slip the expander first, and then the top and the bottom. And I'm going from the bottom on the oil ring for the bottom end on the top. I start at the top for the top ring, and it makes it easier for me to get them all on. Before we put them in to the cylinders, we will be moving the end gap for the compressions around, so that those are 180 or maybe 45 to 90 something, but they cannot be together, otherwise you lose compression. So that's basically ring installation.